Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wake Up with Toastmasters. My name is Jean Williams. I'm your Program Quality Director for District 115, which is Southern Nevada and a little piece of Utah. And this is my co-host, Jean Denford. Hi, Jean. We always have trouble finding our mute button.
Good morning. You got hidden. I'm having a cranky problem with our banner, so it may not come to us today.
All right. And wait, did you notice we have a special guest in our house? And that is Kathleen Kingston. How are you?
Kathleen!
I'm good. Hello. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Before I get to ask you any questions, I have to remind people one more time. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific is the 5:30 p.m. Pacific is the Early Bird Club Officer Training. If you are wanting to attend that, look through the newsletter, see if you're eligible and come to that. But now, Kathleen, you have all kinds of fun stuff to talk about yourself. But let's start by, you've been here before, so you've talked about your first Toastmaster experience already, but you just finished contests. How did all the contest season go?
They went really well. I couldn't believe how many great speeches and evaluations there were. There were just so many really good speeches and very memorable speeches as well. So I'm really glad that I got to go to all of them, except for one. I think I missed one, but yeah, they were great.
Yeah, I think we've got the winner. I think it's going to be a District 115 person that's going to win the world stage. I'm sure of it. I'm sure we got a contender, you other districts. but with us, you've almost survived the next year of being an area director. Don't you want to do it again?
Hey, I would.
Well, we need area directors. We need area directors.
Well, being an area director is super fun. And so if anybody hasn't done it yet, I just encourage them to jump in. Yeah. There are just so many cool people to meet, so many great clubs, so much to learn. It's a great position. It really, truly is. That's why I've done it twice so far.
Well, the one joke I heard was that you finally know exactly how to do the job on your last day. So that's why you do it a second time. But it's interesting you said that we had a leadership week once and we had all past district directors. And every single one of them said that their favorite position, well, except for one, but 4 out of 5 said that their very favorite position was area director, that they loved it the best. They had the most fun. It's the first time a lot of people get out of their club, meet a lot of people. And it really, I had a lot of fun with it. I did. So I can understand that completely. So yeah, so if you've been an area director before, we needed just a few more to look for that. But so let's get to, we got to all the way from the contest to the area. Now we're going to go to the clubs. All right. So you have fun stuff coming up, and let's talk about, you had a virtual background up, and you've also have the flyer, which Gina is putting into the comments here for this episode. And that is for an open house you have coming up for Star Masters.
Star Masters. Yes. I actually have 3 open houses. So we'll talk about Star Masters first. We are going to celebrate cruising, and that's because 2 of our wonderful members, Dana and Jesse, are on an Alaskan cruise right now. So we are going to celebrate with a cruising theme and have them speak to us and just show us how much fun it is. And one of these days, maybe I'll get myself to an Alaskan cruise. But meanwhile, we are having this open house. We invite you to come. It's going to be in person as well as linked. So if you can't make it in person, you can join online. But it's going to be at the, goodness gracious, am I a DTM? It's going to be at the Clark County Government Center on the 4th floor in the Gold Room on Tuesday, June 21st. Starting socializing at 6, the actual meeting will start at 6:30. So I encourage folks to come, and it'll be a really great meeting. All the meetings are always fun, but this will be a really good meeting. So that's coming up.
Yeah, I want to be with them on the cruise. I said we should have tall tale, instead of tall tales, like little short stories about it. Well, the truth is I was on the cruise with them. Have tall tales about all the fun stuff. But shoot, I'm sure they're having a blast. I wish I could be there too.
Oh yeah. We can have a lot of fun with this.
Right. Well, I'm with you. That's one of my dream. I've never been on a cruise, and so it's not only one of my dream destinations, but one of the cruise I want to take too.
Oh yeah. I know several folks who've been on this cruise, so it does definitely need to be on a bucket list.
Yeah. So, what other fun things do you have though in your bag?
Well, so we have another club that I'm in is Grand Central Toastmasters. And we have a couple of authors. Jesse Oakley, of course, let me find this. He authored a book quite a few years ago. And look here it is. Great. These virtual backgrounds don't work.
There, I can see right there. There.
Yeah, this is Jesse's book that he did in 2010. And I read it quite a while ago. And let's see. And it's really fun because it's a nonfiction based on some of his experiences. Greetings, Happy People. It just talks about lessons learned and just life. It's a really fun, quick read, super fun book. And so he'll be giving a little presentation at Grand Central Toastmasters, which will be on Thursday, June 16th. And it's again going to be at the Clark County Government Center, 4th floor Gold Room. But we also have a brand new author, Irene King. Her book is fiction, a romance novel. Dun, dun, dun. Rogan's Robbie. This just came out in May. And it's just a lot of fun. I'm in the middle of reading it, and I have to say, there's some really cool things about this book. Of course, I know Irene, and I've known her for years. And so her personality is totally in this book. It makes it so much fun. But the other thing that's really cool, being a member of Toastmasters for as many years as we have been, is I'm noticing some words of the day in this book. Seriously. Oh my goodness. One of those words is gobsmacked. I remember when Irene brought that word to us, and I was just laughing. I'm like, oh my goodness, there's this word of the day in her book. And there were some more words of the day too. But then also, I remember one of our members, Serena, she had given a speech about Krav Maga, which I had never heard about. Some kind of fitness thing, martial art thing.
Oh.
And it's in Irene's book. So
See, it's the things we learn. It's the things we see. It's funny. People talk about that the one thing they didn't expect at Toastmaster meetings was all the things they learned from other people. It's like little miniature college lectures, somebody said.
It is. It's just so much fun. And then, of course, now Irene, she's a sommelier. So she knows everything about wine. So there's some wine in here. And it's really interesting. I mean, I'm not a sommelier at all. I don't know much about wine, but I'm learning a little bit from Irene's book. So it's really fun. It's a fun read so far, and it's just really cool that she did this. So we're celebrating. We're doing kind of a little book launch, not the official book launch, but we're going to make it a book launch. And so Irene's going to speak next about her book and the process of doing all of that. So we're going to have two really cool speeches, and then we're going to go ahead and do a panel so that people can ask them questions. And so I think that's just going to be really fun. We're going to do table topics and some of the usual Toastmasters things as well. But this should be really kind of unique and fun. So that's coming up soon too. Again, Clark County Government Center, June 16th, 4th floor, Gold Room. We're also going to do a hybrid, so you can zoom into this one as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a third event?
There is a third event.
You're just an event planner, my goodness.
Well, this one is actually my other club. I'm in 4 clubs, yes, and authors and aspiring authors being one of those clubs. And but the other club I'm in is Bachelors and Bachelorettes Toastmasters, good old B&B, and we are celebrating a kick-out party. Basically, Anthony and Kristen Harrell met at B&B a few years ago, got married, and once you're married, we have to kick you out of the club because you're no longer single. And due to COVID and all this and that and the other thing, we just couldn't do it in a timely manner. They got married, of course, in 2020 during the whole COVID lockdown. Was it the lockdown? Yeah, I think it was around lockdown time. Well, it was June. So anyways, we're celebrating. They're going to have a 2-year anniversary of marriage. We are going to kick them out of our club with style, which basically means we're going to roast them and toast them and just have a really great time. And the nice thing about that is they get to have a rebuttal. So when you roast them and toast them, if they want to make any comments, they get their chance. So that's going to be at Rosati's Pizza at Warm Springs and Eastern. It is going to be Wednesday, actually next week, the 15th, June 15th, socializing 6, and the actual meeting starts at 6:30, and that also will be Zoomed. So lots of opportunities to attend virtually or in person.
Well, a great waitress there, Miranda. Shout out to Miranda. We had a meeting there and she was absolutely fabulous, absolutely fun. So, Gina, did you want to add something?
I'm busily trying to copy this poster.
Oh, because you unmuted, so I didn't know. If you...
Hi, Kathleen. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, Jean.
Can you shoot me an email with those JPEGs in it?
Yes.
I can't copy and paste them for some reason.
Oh, I will shoot you an email.
Probably my fault. I don't know what's going on with my computer this morning. Yeah, email them to me. I'll post them on our Facebook Live feed.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
I think we'll make sure that they're on the comments for this show. If you don't see them right away, come back, they'll be there. But yeah, so that's you've got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, well, it ain't June 30th yet.
But I think sometimes the special events I think are fun because you get to of course have a special topic like the book launch, and that'll be a lot of fun. And then the it gives you a chance to just do something a little bit different than the standard meeting, and then also still have a standard meeting by doing something like a themed meeting of sorts. So that'll be a lot of fun. And I know I've heard Jesse speaking, and I've not heard Irene speak before, so I'm looking forward to coming to that.
Good. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm so glad you can make it.
I'm curious about her title of her book. Like, what is it? Is the significance of the title?
Well, those are the 2 main characters.
Oh, okay. Okay, that would make sense.
Yes.
I kept thinking there's got to be something. Maybe it's a location, and I'm just not understanding that or something.
Well, now that you mentioned location, the really cool thing about it is it's based in Las Vegas. In fact, I think the caption is "Love Happens in Vegas," and it's book 1, which means dun, 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 there will be more. I'm so excited.
Oh, it's I still cannot say so me or so, and she said, "Oh, I'm we were talking, and she said, now I'm a something." So and something I said, I'm trying to sound intelligent. Oh, that's very interesting. And then she said, "Do you know what that is?" I was like, "Oh, damn it. I can't fake that anymore." No, I have no earthly idea, but please tell me. And then so there's a wine. It's more than just a wine. It's basically a wine expert. And there's pairings and not, it's just fascinating. And she'll post things on Facebook. I think, wow, okay. There's so many things in this world I don't know. So.
Well, yeah, and it was really fun because when she was before she got retired, she was working really hard, and it's a lot of work to become a sommelier. A lot of testing, a lot of education. It's mind-blowing, really. So yeah,
maybe she'll start her own vineyard.
Oh, now that's an interesting idea. I do know people who make wine here, so
Well, they don't have any place to grow grapes around here, do they?
I don't know about that. I'm sure Irene would, but I do know there's a place that does where you can get together with friends and make wine. Because I know some folks who do that.
I've heard there's a winery in Pahrump.
Oh,
yeah, that's true.
I was watching a little video yesterday, and they pulled up a map, and on the corner of the map it had a winery, and it was ungrateful. Then I have no idea. I'm not saying anything about. I just thought the name was funny, so maybe that's what they wanted. So if I'm not advertising for you guys, but I thought that was just a fun name.
Totally fun.
Okay. So other than planning things, you are counting down the days to retirement.
Yeah, but I can't figure out when I want to actually do it.
Oh,
I-
well, I will say that I never hesitated to retire because I figured I had it planned well enough on the administrative side, but it's so much fun being retired. It's all these people that say I'm so much more busy retiring, and I swear, as a working person, I want to slug you guys. I'm sorry, I just couldn't resist, because when you're working and then you see somebody who's not working telling you how busy. But I will say the reason I finally understand, you are more busy because you're finally doing the things on your want to list.
Ah.
Because when you're working, you're doing the have tos first, of course.
Mhm.
And one of the have tos is work, which is a big part of your day. So you're doing the kid part, the meal part, the shopping, the paying the bills, the work. And that's the majority of your day. And then you're doing maybe one or two want tos, dinner with a friend one day a week, Toastmaster meeting, things like that. Then when you retire, it's all the want tos. And there's so many want tos. And it's sad because I keep thinking all these things I've been putting off. Why
Ah.
was I not doing this when I was working? I should have just forced out like another 15 minutes to do some sewing, or another 10 minutes to work on a needlepoint, or another 20 minutes to read a book. Then I wouldn't have all these things on my list that are keeping me busy now. Well, I still have things to keep me busy, but it's kind of sad in a way. So if you're working, no matter where you are in your career, take that coffee break to do a needlepoint or to read a chapter of a book or something, because now here I am super busy with all these things on my list of things I've been putting off. But so I'm not going to make that comment, gosh, I'm so busy. I'm not going to do that, because it's not things I have to do, but it's bittersweet. It's nice to finally be able to sit down and do the things I've been wanting to do, but it's sad that there's so many things on there. Oh man. So you think you'll be one of those retirees that travels all the time, or one of those retirees that stays put and visits friends in the neighborhood?
I'll be staying put most of the time, honestly. My son lives here, and I'll probably bother him more than he would like to be bothered.
Well, you and I can go on that. You and I and Gina will get a couple other people. We'll go on that Alaskan cruise.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh my, actually, that would be so much fun to get a group of people and go on a cruise, even if it's just a 3-day cruise. Because for my 25th high school reunion, we got a few people and we went on a 3-day cruise.
Oh,
My brother, we bunked together because my brother graduated with me, and oh my goodness, we had so much fun. So yeah, you know what, Toastmasters, let's unite. Let's plan a cruise. Isn't now the right time?
well, I want to go see Alaska. For years on my bucket list for years and years and years and years. This is so kind of sad. They have several, but they have a cruise that goes to Alaska for quilters. And when you're at sea, you're taking quilting classes. They even bring in like a little fabric store. They take up one of the whole rooms of the little fabric store. You get kits and stuff you order ahead of time. So when you're at sea, you're quilting and sewing. And then when you, of course, dock, you're going with everybody else and on the excursions and everything else. And that was it still is on my bucket list. So I told everybody, I said, when I retire, I'm going to go see Alaska. So my idea was, for one of my landmark birthdays, I was going to go to Alaska. I had all the money saved up, and the landmark birthday happened in 2020.
Oh.
So that was the end of that. Okay, so that isn't going to happen. So the next landmark is 2025. So I said, okay, so 2025, I'll go on the big cruise, spend the extra money, stay in the balcony, just have a blast, the whole thing. But I wouldn't mind going on a short cruise before that, because that's like the one I really want to go on is like a 10 or 12-day Alaskan cruise. It's the whole thing. So I think maybe like a short 3 or 4-day one would be good, because then I can decide, oh, maybe I'm not cruise material.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I say let's plan it.
I think I don't even know where all they go. I have to get a passport.
Oh, me too.
Oh, yes. So that was the other thing. I was born, unfortunately, in a state and county that you can only pick up an original birth certificate by going in person.
Oh.
So I had planned a long road trip to go to there to get the birth certificate, and I was going to do that in March of 2020. So everything that was supposed to happen, so I could get the passport, so I get the birth certificate, so I could get the passport, so I could get on the cruise, and of course, so now I still never did go get the birth certificate, but I think they're finally reopening all the county offices everywhere, so it should be okay. You got to get your passport though, so we can't just, otherwise we can't just take off at a moment's notice.
Okay, I got to get that done.
We can't just say, hey, I got a spare cruise ticket. How come nobody ever says that? Hey, it's, I got a spare ticket on a cruise. Do you want to go? We should get extra tickets just to say that to people. Hey, I got a couple extra cruise tickets. Want to go? So I'm going to ask you that. I get Toastmaster question.
Okay.
So we always ask people what makes you join Toastmasters, and I think we've asked you that before. But what keeps you in Toastmasters?
What keeps me? It's really the people. I mean, I just love the diversity of folks in Toastmasters because, like, you could just learn so much from people, and it's just so much fun to see, all the different careers, all the ages, all the interests. It's just. I mean, where else do you get that? I'm sure there's other places to get that, but Toastmasters is fabulous for the people. It really is.
Yeah. It's you touched on one thing when you mentioned the people, so their different backgrounds and stuff. And one of we attempted to start a club for federal employees, and I was a federal employee before I retired. And I mean, that there's federal employees out there, but I did not know some of the jobs.
Oh.
I had, you see the ones that are visible, like Social Security Administration, Internal Revenue Service, the federal marshals, you see those things. But the ones you don't see are some of the like really interesting sounding ones, like Department of Interior has like someone who specializes in, I just forgot the drawings, the primitive drawings on rocks, the
Hieroglyphics?
Yeah, hieroglyphs. Yes.
Yeah.
And they have prehistoric graffiti, or no, ancient graffiti. I'm sorry, ancient graffiti, which that's when someone writes their name. And even if somebody wrote their name like in the 1800s or carved their name, that's still considered historic graffiti. I'm sorry, historic graffiti. So all these things she would teach us, I think, wow, that's a job. That's a job to do that. Because I knew about like the visitor center, but I didn't think about all the others. Are people who specialize in wild burros and wild horses.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, wow, if you're an outdoorsy person and you want a steady paycheck, the Department of Interior, it just sounds like really a lot of fun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Some of the jobs, and you don't realize even some of the jobs that aren't government, you don't even know some of these jobs exist until you meet people and you meet them in Toastmasters. Otherwise, you may never meet them.
Right.
So yeah, you're right. So you meet some interesting people with interesting backgrounds. I learned about pharmaceutical sales, the legal kind. I've learned about cleaning products and the sales of cleaning products, a lot about real estate, legal jobs, all sorts of things. So yeah, you're right. There's so many fun things to learn from people.
Definitely.
Yeah. So then, and let's see, the other thing, you've got your distinguished Toastmaster already.
I do.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you've been area director twice now.
And it's been fun both times.
But you've not, yeah, you were a division director also.
Yeah.
Last year. Wow, you're just,
I think
yeah.
it was 3 years ago. I was division before we became District 115.
Was it? Oh, okay. I thought it was more recent.
Well, but
Oh, okay.
are we in our third year of 115? I think we are.
Yes, we're ending our third year as District 115.
Yeah.
Yeah, we broke loose from District 33. Hi, guys. And we still miss them, but
Yes.
yeah, it's, wow, it has been that long. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I was division director the first year we were District 115, and we were all set to have our contest, and that was in March of 2020. Like, don't make plans, you make plans, but then the joke, man makes plans, God laughs. You know, I think it was one of those, like the more I got, we could do this. And we had our calendar out. It's like, well, I was division director of we were division E. My area directors had worked so hard on getting their contest so perfect. And we sat down that Monday and said, okay, who needs what? Oh, this person had this sewed up. This person was this sewn up. It was just perfect. Everything was perfect. Everything. The agendas were all printed, everything. I said, okay, it looks like we're all set to go. And that was supposed to be that Saturday. That Wednesday, everything shut down. So my folks got to go online with like a 2-day warning.
Oh my
And
goodness.
it was, and I will say that the best area directors in the world, they didn't hesitate. Okay, well, this is what we planned, but we'll do it. So ours was the first areas that went online, and there were so many things we were still learning. Zoom was still new. It was just this massive learning curve that we as a district had to overcome, and my little division did great. And but yeah, area directors are fabulous. You got to, if you guys are out there have not been an area director, think about it seriously, because it is, don't put it off. It is so much fun.
It really truly is a ton of fun to be an area director.
So we're gonna go back. Okay, so remind us one more time. Star Masters open house is when?
It is Tuesday, June 21st, 6:30, well, 6 o'clock at Clark County Government Center.
Okay. And
Yes.
they can look at we've got the flyers. I'm sure Jean will put them in our comments for today, either already or real soon. And look there for the link and the other information. And that's Star Masters, and then Grand Central.
Grand Central is the book launch, and that is June 16th. June 16th, yes. Also at Clark County Government Center. If you can arrive at 6, that'd be perfect. The meeting starts at 6:30.
And if you get either of those books, you can have signed, most likely.
This is very true, and they're both available, of course, on good old Amazon.
Right?
So you can get them really quickly.
Rogan's Robbie by Irene King, or Greetings Happy People by Jesse Oakley III. So look for those.
Yes.
And then the third event is the kick out, which sounds so rude. We're kicking out. The first time I heard that, they said, oh, the first time I ever heard it, somebody said, I didn't know it was bachelors and bachelorettes. And somebody said, this is years ago, somebody said, oh, I'm in B&B. We're kicking some members out tonight, and we're going to have a huge party. And I thought, dang, that's a little bit rude, don't you think? And they said, oh, well, we're going to invite them to the party. And I was like, I think that might be ruder. And they said, no, we have to kick them out. They can't stay anymore. And then finally, I guess the completely blank look, they said, well, B&B. And I said, bed and breakfast. They said, no, it's bachelor and bachelorette. Oh, now the whole picture came clear. But I've not been to a kick out yet, so this could be lots of fun.
Yeah, I haven't been to a kick out either, so I'm really looking forward to it.
But it was kind of funny, because I actually knew, I met Anthony along the way before they ever got married, and he said, well, I started attending this he actually met her originally in Morelli House. And he said, I went to a club Morelli House, and there's some nice people in there. And the way he said people, kind of, because I didn't know Kristen yet. I had only just met Anthony. And so yeah, then as time went on, then I said, oh, okay. But yeah, it's a fun club. So that one normally meets on Wednesdays.
Yeah, and we actually meet, let's see, the first and third Wednesdays, we are meeting at the Rosati's Pizza on Warm Springs and Eastern. But then we're doing Zoom only on the second and fourth Wednesdays.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the fifth Wednesdays, we do some kind of an event of some sort.
Yeah, that's one of those clubs that should always be meeting at a restaurant or somewhere in person to mingle.
Yes, it's finding the place that's really good.
I think you'll be happy with Rosati's. We had a Sage Leader meeting there. They were nice. The food was good. So yeah. Okay. Well, I think we are out of time. So any last minute things you want to tell everybody about, besides we already talked about the open houses? Anything else?
Well, how about this? We haven't talked much about authors and aspiring authors. So let's invite people to that meeting. If you want to write a book, if you ever had an inkling, go for it. And those, of course, are Fridays at 6 p.m. online only. So
That's tonight. And we're having a writing challenge, which I just remembered I have not written my story yet. We're having a writing challenge tonight. So come to that. That's lots of fun. And we'll have the information for that in our comments as well.
perfect.
Thank you. So with that, I think I need to tell everybody, okay, so Monday morning, come here, we'll have some announcements and our things about the upcoming TLI that's coming up, to Toastmaster Leadership Institute. Mark your calendar Monday, like always, and then we'll start our new week at 6 a.m. on Monday for Wake Up with Toastmasters.